two.
Can you hear
Check
yourself?
two. I can
Yeah.
hear myself.
And we are go. Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin. No. Yeah, that's when you put the hat on backwards. I was just like, oh my God, I'm sitting here talking to
For
Kevin
those
Smith.
of you appreciating this who are purely audio,
If you can't find the video on YouTube, it's because it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm currently have headphones over a backwards cap.
And a prodigious beard. It's very Kevin Smithy, whereas I look probably more a little like I'm a little bit more Elliot Goblet.
Now, for a multitude of regular listeners, we should probably introduce ourselves again, just so we can.
Yes, well, I'm Billy Joe. I'm a regular performer here at the Mad Dog Open Mic Comedy Night. And yourself, you are?
I'm Mike Barnes. I run Mad Dog Comedy by default.
That's right. Because you just, it was more a war of attrition, wasn't it?
Pretty
You looked
much.
around one day and there was no one else helping.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
And also, I owned a working microphone.
Well, that's, amongst the people that I see in this room, I'm assuming that makes you, upper crust. You're a one percenter.
Oh man, you don't want to know about the amount of AV and stuff gear I own. Oh,
When you said AV, I was like, wait, is that bad? Can you can you take antibiotics and get rid of that? I've had AV once. It burned.
This is going to turn into last week's discussion. all over
It
again.
is. Yeah, let's
And
steer away from
I wanted to
porn.
digress onto something that I found out about you is that your background is a bicycle mechanic.
Yeah, actually, my background is as a cyclist. I used to race bicycles a long time ago. Long time ago. But then I just, by default, through having no education and no other life plan, ended up working in the bicycle industry. And I was a mechanic for a long time, and now because I've got fucked up hands from arthritis, I'm actually more of a salesperson. But I've been known to swing a spanner once in a while.
Okay, because I came to cycling quite late in life.
Yeah.
And I'm more interested in the mechanics than the cycling. I do love a good ride, but I really enjoy the satisfaction of putting a damn bike together.
It is fun. There's something beautiful about a bicycle because although they are the high-end ones now are getting quite technical, anyone who's not scared to swing a set of Allen keys can actually figure shit out for themselves.
Oh, absolutely. And and I've just been come at reading. I have a problem with my bike. I Google it. I read how to fix it. Then I just go out and just go, I need to go buy more tools.
Oh, you're a step ahead of me then. What I do is I pull the fucking thing apart and then I go, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I learned all this stuff before there was Google. So it was literally my motivation for becoming a decent mechanic was I had to get the bike back together before my dad got home and kicked my ass. Yeah.
So I think my first major service was I changed the brakes on my bike.
Ooh.
I completely replaced the entire
Side pull
brake.
or centre pull? Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm going off into a technical
Sorry.
bike speak here.
They were centre pull. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Old school. I like it.
But the only thing was I remember posting at the time. It's like I learned a lot about brakes today. I'm about to go for a ride and find out if I learned enough.
Or am I about to learn even more in a real hurry? I learned so much one day. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned is one day I got a puncture. I was about 15. I got a puncture in the front tire of my BMX. And I, by myself, figured out, pulled the wheel out, replaced the tube, pumped it back up, took off. And I was like, I've done this. Bunny hopped up the curb and went, next time I'm going to tighten those front wheel nuts. As my wheel just rolled away from me and I went over the handlebars.
And just observe, it's now just gone 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And people are already here looking for the sign-up sheet.
I know. Actually, we need to come to an arrangement here. If I'm going to sit on this couch, you're going to have to sign me up yourself.
I'll get you on. We'll basically put you in the staff category. There's a few people categorised as Mad Dog staff.
Okay.
Who just
I like it.
Oh yeah, who's just like just tell us when you want your spot.
First bracket. That's all I want.
I know we've got this rep for being like egalitarian and not playing favourites, but it's like it's all a sham.
No, I know. You got to look after your favourites. I do like though that you don't necessarily rank people by their hilarity.
That's a very hard thing to do in an objective manner.
Yes, no, of course. But no, it is always a fun night. But you're right; they're like milling around the table like vultures, just like I know. Seagulls with when you pull out a packet of chips and there's a whole bunch of them just hanging around, and they won't make eye contact with you. They're like, no, this is where I want to stand.
That's a really good metaphor, and I really like that. And now I just expect every comedian to just come in the room and squawk. That's a good one.
I actually do it. I think that's more of a penguin. No, not
that
penguin.
Sounds pigeony.
Pigeony, yeah. I gave up on my dreams of becoming a bird caller. I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have soldiered on with that.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm really equipped to judge. I mean, my extent of judging a bird calling would be, yes, that sounds like a bird.
Yeah, that's definitely not a horse or a camel. I'm guessing that's a bird.
Yeah, I remember my big book of animal noises. Cow goes moo. Definitely wasn't that.
No, I remember that. I do remember. I had a very similar book. Of these faces that you see in the room, who are you most excited to see tonight?
It is always a pleasure to see Jake Budge.
Always, yes.
I just love his sweet boyish exterior going to some very dark places.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if we all found out that was just a character he was playing? And meanwhile, he's actually just crushing the pussy. He drives a Lamborghini. Wouldn't that be amazing? I've seen it.
I don't want my faith in the reality of the world shattered that hard.
Yeah, it won't be. I've seen his bicycle. Trust me. That joke he tells about the snail, true. That actually happened.
Have you serviced his bike? And I don't mean that as a euphemism.
Oh, you serviced his bike, Governor? No, actually, I haven't. I haven't done that actually. I should do that. I should offer him that service because I can do that for a person. I think his bike is so gainfully employed day to day, he'd find it difficult to bring it to Hoppers Crossing where I work.
Yeah. Well, he might ride the same size frame as me. I have spares.
You have spares? Ah, yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. I whittled my bike collection down from about 12 bikes 2 years ago to down to one now.
Oh, did you discover did you discover a value for N? You know
N
that
plus one.
N minus one. Yeah, is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's that other joke people always say? My greatest fear is that one day I'm going to die and my wife is going to sell my bikes for what I told her I paid for them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But no, the upshot was I have a couple of bikes, and if Jake needs a loaner, I can probably hook him up. I think we'd probably ride about the same frame size.
I would guess so. Yeah, I would guess so. I don't think Jake's too concerned about frame size. I don't think he's time trialing to the Geelong train station and back.
Oh no, but I really hate watching people on the wrong bike.
Oh, don't even get me started.
And they're having a miserable time, and it's going to put them off cycling. And here's me, big fat guy, just leaving them for dust while they're knocking themselves in the chin with their knees on every.
Well, that is a big plug for the science of bicycle ergonomics.
Absolutely.
Do you know what happened to me watching? You talk about when you don't like seeing people on bikes doing blah, blah, blah. We tried to watch that Stranger Things.
I haven't seen that yet, so no spoilers.
No, there's no spoilers. Apparently it's amazing. And I started watching it, and it's based in the 80s, early 80s. And the first scene, this is not going to spoil anything, is a bunch of kids on BMXs riding down the street. And I was like, those are fucking three-piece profile cranks. Those weren't around then. That handlebar stem is a clamp-on A headset. That didn't exist, and I was done. I'm like, fucking, I'm out. If they can't even get the fucking BMXs right for the era, this show is dead to me.
No, look, I feel your pain on that kind of thing. Look, the best I know there's some people do really intense overreactions to stuff.
Yeah,
and honestly, this one was tongue-in-cheek. It's my favourite one recently. Was the show Better Call Saul.
I can't wait to see that. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Yeah.
It's set in 2003, and they do a stellar job of setting all the props, all the phones, all the right computers on desks. They do a great job of dressing the set.
Yeah.
Someone recently spotted that their copy of Office that they were typing out, while it was the correct version of Office, it was running on Windows XP. It was using a font that wasn't released until 2007.
That person needs to kill themselves.
But no, look, I was astounded. I was like, I both love and hate this person at the same time.
Yeah, no, there's something, I admire something about them. I'm also glad I'm not them.
Yeah.
Although having said that, my BMX comment is probably they would think the same thing about my BMX comment.
Almost certainly.
I've just seen a giant pair of sideburns walk in here. We can't let tonight go by without speaking to the sideburns.
They're almost big enough to hide his ears.
That's a big call. I feel like he wants to come up here and talk to us. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The MC from only a couple of weeks ago, Adam Jacobs.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I was up here on this very stage.
And you're one of the few people that's doing something that I wish I could do, and I do periodically try to do it with these short jokes. I fucking love them.
Oh,
I love them. Yeah. And the ones I like the most are the ones where you can tell people aren't quite getting it, but you think it's funny. And there's a few of those where I'm like, why aren't they laughing? That was fucking hilarious.
I suppose it's funny doing the short jokes because not all. It can be a bit foreign.
It can be very foreign.
Strange because when we read, we say we've got the joke book in the toilet. you know the one, and you're kind of like they're always short.
They are. They have to be.
Because unless you have certain issues, which I won't get into.
Well,
except
which I wish I didn't have to get into.
Well, that's it. Because you get to a certain age.
Well, what age are you?
You're 44, mate.
Oh, boom,
Hello.
72, baby. Hell yeah.
Well,
So's Mike.
Yeah.
We're all of the same vintage.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice.
Which one of us looks the younger? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Don't ask my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're no...
We're all the same age.
And you're not.
She's not the same age.
No, she's not at all. Wow. I won't ask too many questions
She's
about that.
a mere spring chicken.
Indeed. Yes. All right. But enough with the sight gags for the listening audience.
And how long?
When you got your joke book in the toilet, you generally you don't want to waste a lot of time reading the words.
No,
but
absolutely.
that's what I like too. And plus attention span issues. I do have attention span issues. So that's the main
ADHD,
reason.
medicated?
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah.
Hey, again.
Anyway.
Boom, 72.
I forgot what we're talking about, but yeah.
What was your name again? Jacob Adams. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Adams.
I've actually had Chris Wainhouse introduce me at Comics Lounge as Adams Jacob.
Adams Jacob. I like that.
It sounds like a piece of anatomy, doesn't it? And come and look at Adams Jacob. It's like, oh my god, he's got an impressive Jacob.
That's a large Jacob. You should see his thorax. It's prodigious.
You should see his belly.
Yeah, that guy's got it. He's got a girthy billy. You should see it. The width on that thing.
It's a good vintage, the 72 Billy.
Yeah, that is, the bouquet is magnificent. So I don't know if you could answer this. I might be putting you on the spot a little bit, but do you have a favorite joke that just didn't hit?
Oh.
I have one, and I recall, and I've done it dozens of times, and I think it's hilarious, but it never works.
Yeah.
But do you have one?
I reckon I do. I've got my favourite joke that I never tell, which is, I used to be too clever for my own good, but I take better care of myself now. And
I like that.
And it's the joke that I kind of have in my head just to remind myself that for as far as most of life is concerned, I ain't got it together at all.
No,
I'm just not coping.
I agree.
There are, for some reason, there's this one little corner of the brain that thinks up all this nonsense. So.
Yeah, my one is if Apple designed an orange, it would be the mandarin. I think it's hilarious, and people always look at me blankly, and I go like, "Give them a second," and then they still doesn't.
No, that's right. Yeah, but that's good though. Like, I like that idea, and it's funny because I find there's a lot of comedians. It's a good question to ask. Do have that, you know?
Yeah, you have a thing that you believe in, and you try and you try. And for you, as like a short joke, almost a one-liner style comedian, it's got to be more difficult because, like, if you're a storyteller and you've got a story that you believe in, you can work on it, you can craft it, you can change the delivery and the beats. But if you're a one-liner, man, that shit's tough.
Well, it is, and I find that at the end of the day, we all kind of are in that short rhythms, because ultimately. We want to get as many laughs as we can.
That's right.
Squashed into something.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. You get on the YouTubes and you see bits by
That's how I know you're 44 because you said the YouTubes.
There's more than one.
There is more than one apparently.
Yeah.
There's one called Porn Tubes. Did you know that?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
There's one called Crop Tubes, and there's one called.
There's one called Red Tube too. I've heard.
There's Red Tubes, and there we go. You know,
I keep bringing this show back to pornography.
Do you?
I don't know why. Last week, Mark and all we did was talk about pornography and dicks. I don't know. And Jake mentioned penises several times.
Yeah, we have mentioned the Jacob once.
We have mentioned the Jacob. And the girthy Billy. And are you going to be doing something new for us tonight? Are you going to be busting out a couple of newies?
I've got a couple of new bits, actually. Oh, it's funny. You should mention that. Yeah, no. I've got a couple that I think I'm teasing out. So there might be some other they're just sprouting some pubes. You know how you get that feeling, don't you? Sometimes it's like a joke is
when you sprout some pubes. I'm waiting for that, but
a joke's got a pube kind of presence evolving.
You can feel its voice deepening slightly. It starts playing Morrissey in its room and like spending a long time in the toilet. That joke's like nearly ready. It's nearly ready.
It's almost ready. So I've got a couple like that, and then I've got a couple like totally new ones. So.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll get up here and give it a crack.
Cool. All right. Well, that's exciting. Jacob Daniels. What? No. What was it again?
Adams.
Jacob Adams, everyone.
Adams Jacob. Do you want me to piss off? Or do you want to get someone else on? Or
yeah, let's grab somebody else. Why not?
Can I just ask, what is the actual... This is just a set-up for the show sort of thing?
No, Mike has already found a place on iTunes for us. If you search... Actually, if you just look on the Mad Dog homepage, you'll find the Mad Dogcast link to iTunes. Okay. We already have an episode on iTunes.
So, cool. So you're just chatting to the people that are performing tonight.
This is like a real show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I've always wanted to host a talk show.
Yeah.
I'm good at talking.
You've done well. Yeah, you've got the glasses for it.
I do.
Once again, there's another sight gag that the people listening won't get. And they also won't get the fact that we're actually talking on the stage where the comedy happens.
That's true. On the couch. We should get more photos of this. We did get a couple last week, but we do need more photos.
Yeah, bloody good on you.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, well, lovely to talk to you, Adam, and I look forward to your company later up here on the stage.
All right. Well, you want to dribble some
nonsense, let's pick someone else.
And I'll go and grab someone else or talk to Mike.
Anyone else in particular, Mike? Bye.
Okay.
It's amazing how many comedians I have who just do this, and while they're talking, they just slowly go.
They go down and up and down and up and
Which is weird, because most of them can give a good blowjob, but most of them can't hold a fucking mic. I don't know what's going on there.
Don't worry, I've never done a blowjob in my life.
I don't blame you at all. I didn't even get your name. I'm sorry.
Helen.
I'll edit that bit out.
Oh, that's all right. I don't care.
I won't. I don't edit.
Yeah, it's Helchild, actually, because Helen, everyone called me Helchild anyway, so that's my name.
I'm noticing. I love your shirt, by the way, and the bracelet is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I've been to Mexico. I've seen the full festivals and shit. It's incredible. You'd blend right in there.
Oh, actually, I'm from Perth.
That's Australia's Mexico, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's Australia's answer. They'll be building a wall.
Yeah.
Pauline
everyone will be trying to get into it, though.
Yeah, well, that's it. But Pauline got voted out, you see, and she wasn't too happy. But we had a field day making a mockery of her over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing not only Pauline farts on, but I was also doing Colin Barfly. So
I love it.
Are you so ugly? I just use a mask.
Yeah, you would need a mask. You're not going to pull off his face any other way.
No, I tried a few things, and I thought, no, fuck, it's easier with the mask.
Yeah.
You just have a paper mask going on the top with 2 little holes.
And how long have you been out here from Perth?
Just a few months.
Okay, cool. I'm from South Africa. My parents, I didn't want to leave South Africa when I was a kid, and they bribed me. They tricked me into coming here by saying, we're going to live in Perth. And I looked up pictures, and I was like, that looks amazing. And then they brought me to fucking Melbourne. I was like, this is definitely not Perth.
No, but don't worry. I think they did the right thing. Perth has got beautiful beaches, but I don't know, it's a bit sterile.
Yeah.
It's a money town. Mining, there's not, Well, I didn't like it.
Hence, so you escaped, in other words.
Yeah, I escaped.
Okay, and you prefer it here better.
I got out.
Yeah. Wait, are you a Melbourneite now?
Now, yes.
Yes, okay,
I
cool.
love Melbourne.
Excellent. And you've got a big bag with you. What's going on there?
Well, that's Pauline's hiding in there.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so Pauline Fartson will be coming on tonight because on this Saturday, I'm taking part. I'm one of the comedians in the annual Green Left Weekly Comedy Debate.
Do you know what? I was riding home from work today and I stopped on my bicycle on the corner of Brunswick Road and Sydney Road, and I saw the poster.
There it is.
And I was like, what is this Pauline Farts? And now I'm excited. I'm very interested. I'm so excited. I hope I like it.
You don't like it.
And so what's your history with comedy?
Well, I started doing comedy in Perth actually as far back as 1995 and poetry at the same time.
What, were you like 2?
No, actually, but I'm not going to say my age, all right?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
People just don't.
That doesn't make any sense.
I've got a long-lived family. You have to shoot them with a silver bullet.
Yeah.
So anyway, I started doing that, emceeing the Perth Artists Club way back in '95, and was doing characters. I started because I used to do them for fun at parties. I was a visual artist. And all my artist friends decided to get me to come to their gigs and pick at them as old grannies that didn't like nude photography and nude paintings and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because the real ones were doing that.
Yeah.
And the same on the gay Mardi Gras too. We did grannies as that old biddies against everything. It scared them off, It was great.
I like it.
So I've been doing it, pretty much that long, but finding it very difficult because for certain, I'm
logistically
queer.
it's difficult because you carry a lot of equipment, but also
no, there's just other reasons. There's a lot of prejudice.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Yeah. So I didn't do my own things. I did a show called Chaos Club for about a year with punk bands and alternative comedy, and that was and poetry and performance and crazy shit. That was great fun.
And can people follow you or find you anywhere online?
Yeah, Helchild. I've got helchild.com is my website.
How did you get helchild.com?
I just did.
You thought of it before the internet existed, didn't you? It's if the internet is ever invented, I'm getting... Surely that's a heavily sought-after site.
I don't know. There's only one competition with me, and that's this Helchild Xbox thing.
Ah,
that's
right.
the only one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's single L. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah. And I do lots of different characters. And gradually I've done so many. Like some of them I have to put away, like Boozer the bad-mannered danger clown. He was named after Bonza the well-mannered safety clown.
Okay.
He was a real clown. He was president of the Perth Clowns Association, and he wasn't funny at all. So I did Boozer, and Boozer got into terrible trouble because I accidentally guillotined a woman's finger, and it didn't work properly.
They hate that.
Yeah. So anyway, Boozer went underground for a while.
I'd love to do character comedy. The only one I can do is a 44-year-old failed truck driver who's gone back to working in bike shops. I do that one very, very convincingly.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend will attest to the fact that I have there is a guy called Boris who comes to visit sometimes. Yeah, we don't like him though. He's not funny at all. And so have you performed here before?
No, this is going to be my first time. So.
Ooh, excellent. So. Yeah, just embrace the chaos. The crowd here can be anything from a great admiring, enjoying comedy crowd to there's been 2 attempted stabbings, but that's not recently.
Oh, I might feel at home.
Yeah.
I do one character actually does stab people. That's the Elizabethan Shakespearean playwright Christopher Marlowe, which is a real guy.
Excellent. Yeah, no, he was a real guy.
He was stabbed to death.
Yeah,
but he liked to play with knives. And so I do Kit Marlowe as well.
That's exciting. I read a Mark Twain quote once from his diary that apparently it said, which I didn't know, the getting tight meant getting drunk back in the day. But the entry in his diary said, "Got tight last night, did knife tricks." What a fucking great diary entry that is.
That is. It's beautiful.
I've been aiming for something like that in my life ever since.
Almost
but
Shakespearean.
It hasn't happened. Yeah. It's almost Mark Twainian. No, actually, it's exactly Mark Twainian. Yeah. Well, it's been lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much.
And you can find this podcast under a cabinet in the back of it. No, it's on iTunes now.
Cool.
It is on iTunes.
Well, thank you very much. What is your name again?
My name's Billy.
Billy. How do you do? Thank you.
I
Thank
do
you
good.
so much.
Mostly.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you. I remember Ashley, actually.
Do you?
I do remember. I've got a feeling I heard you tell it as a joke one night, something to do with your car and your grandmother.
Oh, the condom car.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an old one.
I won't do your bit on here, but I've never forgotten that. I've had a couple of very similar experiences in real life.
Yeah, I get heckled on that bit too.
Really?
Yeah, because it's about like my mum finding condom in a car.
Your mum, that's right. Yeah.
And this guy yelled out to me, "I wish your mum put the condom on your dad."
That's a fucking great heckle.
Yeah.
Did you just go over and high five? Just well done, dude.
I didn't know what to do. I literally freaked out at first. I didn't know if I heard him right, and then I just said, "Same." I had no idea.
That's the perfect response. That is the perfect response.
Such a good heckle.
Yeah. You must. I feel like that's a defining moment in a comedian's career when you start getting heckled, because that's when you know you're funny, but you're also pushing the limit. Nobody heckles me.
Yeah, really.
The best. I just get this and they look at their watches, and I'm like, "Fuck you and your watch."
Do you want me to heckle you tonight?
Yeah, no, I'll cry.
I'm shit at it because I can't hear. I'm actually deaf as well, so people say shit, and I'm like, I don't know what you even said.
I'm deaf in one ear. I literally
really?
can't hear my own voice in my ear right now because it's in the right ear, so I can't hear myself.
Yeah,
I'm just relying on the fact that you know how to use a mic.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
And how long have you been coming here?
Mad Dog. So I'm from Bendigo. I did comedy in
sorry
Bendigo.
to hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I went to uni there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was a cyclist. Of course, I went to Bendigo for uni.
And I just used to drive up like maybe once a month to do Mad Dog.
Yeah.
And then I moved here at the start of the year, and I've been doing Mad Dog, running new jokes at Mad Dog probably every week since.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah, I've definitely seen you perform around a few times.
Yeah. You're from Torquay, aren't you?
Yeah.
Torquay or Jan Jack?
Yeah, I know. I actually did a joke about that one night in Torquay. I said, anyone here from Jan Jack? And there was like 5 people went, yeah. And I went, fuck you, fucking West Bank pricks.
But isn't like that's the thing, isn't
They
it?
hate each other.
Yeah.
They fucking hate each other.
But is that because like Jan Jack is better? Like,
it's more expensive.
Yeah, okay.
That's why. So when girls in particular in Torquay, when the ones who are born and grow up there in Torquay, you can see them when they're like 16, 17 in tracky pants and a bikini top with beautiful blonde hair. And then they hit their 30s when they're married and then divorced. And then they all move to Jack and they buy a black Subaru and dye their hair black and get fucking Botox.
Yeah, but you say it's like a big move, but it's like 2-minute drive, isn't it?
You can throw a rock from one place to the other.
Yeah, we
and
did
they
a gig
act like it's different towns.
We did a gig at the Jack Hotel. Is that a thing? It's like you got the Bird Rock.
Yeah, no.
And then what's the other one?
That used to be called Pab's Tavern, and it was
what?
a great bar. It was one like this, where your feet stuck to the carpet and shit, and there was bands all the time. And now it's this shit of a place with white and chrome and pokies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did comedy there.
Really?
I reckon that was
How
where the
did that
guy
go?
heckled me, actually. No joke. Like, it just sounds like that's a real... I reckon that's where he heckled me.
Yeah, no, that sounds like
That was brutal. That was one of the worst gigs I've ever had.
Well, I ran a night at the Torquay Hotel, and we started in the middle of winter, and it was killing. It was doing great. I had Melbourne comedians come down to headline and MC, and it was...
Thanks for the invite.
40 well, no, this is before I knew you. We had 40 or 50 people, up to maybe a couple of hundred people. And then as the weather got warmer, there was more people in the bar that weren't there for the comedy.
Yeah.
And I ended it one night. After, I think I did about 8 or 9 shows there. I ended it one night. I was like, no more, because the MC got in a fight with some guy who wanted to keep playing pool, and the bouncers were dragging him out. And I was like, nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. Everyone's angry at us.
It's hard to force them.
This is a bar full of people who just want to drink and they want us to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Do you know, like, fun fact, Daft Punk played unmasked at the Torquay Hotel and no one knew. Have you heard that?
I have. Is it true?
I think it's true. Yeah, I heard it was true that Daft Punk played unmasked, and everyone just thought they were really good DJs from like Melbourne, and they killed apparently.
Like, these guys are amazing.
Yeah. So that's like a thing that's heard by other people.
I've never heard it, and I live there, but I mean, I'm not saying it's not true. I don't go out. Actually, I just stopped the sentence there. I don't go out. This is I come here, and that's about it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Do you hit the water? Do you hit the beach?
I used to, but I got arthritis now, so it gets a little
really?
bit cold and painful. I do in summer. My girlfriend and I went paddleboarding, stand-up paddleboarding, a couple of months ago, and that was fun.
You guys are hectic.
We are. We're hardcore.
Settle down.
Yeah, we're all about Red Bull and tattoos and shit. Actually, I'm kind of about tattoos, but I think I said that. I've only really got tattoos because I got a friend.
And they're all
who
pretty
does
ocean
them.
themed as well.
They kind of are, actually. You got the octopus and the fucking anchor.
Yeah.
The anchor's just to remind my son what a weight he is around my neck.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just all my dreams just sinking to the bottom of the ocean as I raise this kid.
Brutal. At least you didn't tattoo him with an anchor. That'd be bad.
That's not a bad idea.
Then he'll never forget.
No, he'd never forget that.
Do you hit up the Torquay skate park?
I do. How? Why? Oh, yeah, I'm wearing skate shoes, I guess. No,
just a real good skate park. I love it.
It is.
Yeah,
Have you seen the new one?
Nah.
Dude, the new one opposite Bunnings?
So the one
it has
that's
the
like
deepest
Lapoketa.
bowl. Yeah, no. There's a new one.
Oh.
As you're coming to Torquay, opposite Bunnings, there's a giant. They got a bowl there that's like, I think it's like 15 feet deep, and it's this new hardened concrete, 3 feet of vert. I don't go anywhere fucking
That's
near
scary.
it.
That's
I like crawl up to the edge of it on my hands and knees and look in as some fucking 9-year-old on a scooter is fucking just dropping in like. Yeah, no, I don't do any of that shit.
We're gonna check it out, but that sounds brutal.
It's
I love
amazing.
the little Torquay skate park though.
Yeah.
And then
it's
isn't
good.
Blunt like a hidden ramp? Do you know that story?
No, that's gone. It's gone. Yeah, that's gone. So I worked at Rip Curl, and I used to in the warehouse, and I used to skate the Torquay Park in my lunch breaks.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
This really took away from the comedy and just talked about skateboarding there.
That's what this show's about. This podcast is about talking about whatever the fuck we feel like talking about.
How long has this been going for?
This is the second week.
This
is one of the longest running projects I've ever been involved in.
Yeah. Say that when your missus is just standing there.
No, she knows. Don't worry. She knows all about it.
No, yeah.
Unapologetically. She said, actually...
How long have you guys been together?
Tomorrow, it'll be 10 months.
Yes, that's longer than 2 weeks.
That is longer than 2 weeks. Yeah.
Well
Actually,
done.
that's a good point. Yeah. You know, the first longest thing I've ever done, other than be a parent.
It sounds like you're real good at sex and you just last a long time too.
No. I'm like in bed. I'm like a vaccine. I'm like quick and painless, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
In and out quickly. You won't feel a thing.
I'm just quick. Yeah. That's
it. Well, the opposite of quick and painless is quick and painful. So I'm gonna. That's.
Yeah. Well, painful to look at.
Oh, you're a good-looking young man.
Yeah.
How old are you? If you don't
29.
mind me asking? I fucking hate you. God.
Why? How old are you?
40. I'm nearly 45.
45.
Yeah,
5-0 coming up in 5 years.
Well, yeah, that's my next big event. I've been to friends in the last couple of years. I've been to 21st and 18th.
Yeah,
but the next big party in my life is my 50th.
It's going to be rock
There's
and roll.
nothing funny about that.
No, it'll be good though.
I'm just sad.
Fun. Get
hey,
excited.
I haven't made it yet.
How old's your son?
He's nearly 12.
So it's like soon you'll be hitting the pub together.
It actually comes to the pub already, but that's just because you can do that in Jan Juck.
You can do that anywhere if they have a meal.
Ah, right.
Yeah, I got my RSA. Yeah. If they have a meal, they can do whatever they want. They can't drink. But they
in Jan Juck, if he has a meal, he can have a pot. Like they're like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think they really do that. In fact, I can't even get my son to taste beer.
Yeah. No, well, did you like it when you were your
Fuck yeah, I did.
You?
When I was about 3 years old, I was in nappies, and my parents had to take me to the doctor after a family barbecue because there was like 50 people there, and everyone was giving me sips from their beer because they're like, oh, the toddler wants a sip. Let him have a sip.
What a family.
And I was just like going, another one. I was plastered, apparently. And I've pretty much kept the streak going ever since.
Yeah. Had one tonight? Yes.
Fuck yeah. That's not my first one either, but...
No, good. I hated beer. I drank Red Bears. Do you remember Red Bears?
No.
So it was like, they're like a Cruiser or a UDL, but I don't think they exist anymore.
UDLs definitely do.
Yeah, UDLs do. Yeah,
One Turner where I grew up. But
but Red Bears don't. And that's what they were shit. But that's what I used to drink. Red Bears and, yeah.
I'm just trying to think what the name of the bar was that I used to party at in Bendigo when I was at uni. Was it the Shamrock?
Yeah. Oh, you did not, did you? We ran a comedy show there, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, well, can I get a spot on?
Yeah. Yeah,
That'd
you can. That's open mic.
That would be like a homecoming. Yeah. Can I headline the open mic and go, this fucking idiot that we've never heard of before?
That's fine.
That'd be hilarious.
No, that can happen. Yeah, we're actually turning it into a podcast. It starts tomorrow night.
Hey, there you go.
There's a plug because I was supposed to put one on Facebook and haven't done that
What's
yet.
What's it called? You can plug away.
It's called A Show About Jokes.
A Show About Jokes. Damn, why didn't I think of that? Fuck.
What's this called?
That's
Mad Dogcast.
A Mad Dogcast. Oh, at the moment, it's
That's pretty good.
We're floating with names. You can't really go too far past Mad Dogcast.
No, that's good. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Stick it there.
I just interviewed a young lady who owns the domain Helchild.com.
What
the fuck? I mean,
what for? What does she do with that domain?
She's like a performance comedian.
And she called Helchild on stage?
Yeah.
What a sick name.
And she owns Helchild.com.
That's so
What
good.
the fuck? How do you get that? She must have done that before the internet existed.
Yeah, that's the
that's
best.
the only way
That's
that
such a just a good like comedy name. Mine's Ashley. That fucking sucks compared to Helchild.
Yeah. Ashley. It's because it's also one of those names that could be a girl's name.
Yeah, well, I've disappointed people before.
Well, you got to be very careful with your profile picture on Tinder.
Oh, I mean, like rocked up and the MC didn't know who I was. He said Ashley, and then like,
and you walk up and they're like,
so disappointed. Yeah. Because I was just a bloke.
Well, what are you going to do?
But no, this is good. I like this little Mad Dogcast.
Yeah, it's fun. It's the second time it's happened, and so far we've only mentioned dicks twice. Like last week, we got onto dicks a lot for some reason.
Are you looking for it?
Am I looking for dicks?
No, not like just the conversation to go that way.
No, I don't know why. I think Jake started it, and then it just carried on.
Oh, Jake Budge will talk about dicks all day.
I know.
They can't hear us. You don't need to say anything.
The old off-mic comments.
Yeah.
I like that, though.
It was about dicks, though.
It was about dicks. For the record, Jake was just talking about dicks again.
Again.
Anyway, been lovely to meet you.
Mate,
meet you properly for the first time.
Yeah, I'm keen to hear tonight. I promise I won't heckle you.
You can if you want. I might just cry.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. That's true. That's true. If you're sitting on that side of the room, you're safe. You can say whatever you want.
No, really. I won't.
And I'll just be like, huh?
I'm trying to be a good person.
No,
especially when you run comedy rooms in Torquay.
I don't. Well, actually, I might be again shortly, but as yet, not right now. But
yeah, sweet. Well, if you want to come to Bendigo, let us know.
Absolutely.
Rad.
I'd love to do that. Thanks, Ash.
Well, thanks, mate.
Cheers. Who's next? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I've been looking forward to interviewing this person since I thought of the idea of this podcast. You need to pick your mic up, though.
Is that right?
Just have it rubbing your chin slightly because it's otherwise... No, maybe rub your lip ring gently, actually.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's perfect. It's just they don't really pick up sound. See if I move it away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. This is my first time ever on a podcast. I'm pretty excited.
There you go. And your name for the crowd here?
Lucy Tatham.
That's a great name. And
Thank you.
My girlfriend and I here saw you a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was your first or second time ever?
Oh, just forget that one. I'm 18 times in now. So
18? Whoa, in like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So you're just smashing. Are you doing it like AA meetings? You're doing 30 and 30?
No, man. I've got no respect for AA meetings.
I've done 16 years in and on and off, so
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Although I went to...
I get here early and set up the chairs. It gives me fucking flashbacks.
Actually, I've never actually been to an AA meeting, but I have an idea of what it was like.
Yep. It's exactly like this, but with no beer.
I really wanted to do comedy, right? But I thought I'd go to Toastmasters. You know Toastmasters?
Yeah.
That's like an A&A meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like people that just suck, you're just like, man, you just admit, you've got many other traits, but public talking is not going to be, just not talking is going to be, and just be like, everybody's done a great job tonight and somebody here's going to get a trophy. Just fuck that shit off because it's bloody awful.
That's cool. And how are you enjoying comedy?
Yeah.
Because that's a fuck ton of gigs in a very short time.
Yeah, well, I like it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like it. It's freedom of speech. You don't have... in Australia, like, you don't have the freedom of speech, Like,
Not
under
really.
the
We
monarchy.
pretend we do, but you actually don't.
So this is I've only been kicked out of one club so far, 30 Deck, so...
Wow, you're doing well.
Yeah, I can't get kicked out of too many more. I'm really fucked then. I'll be like, on a milk crate in the street.
I don't think you can get kicked out of here. I have heard there's been 2 attempted stabbings. I think you're all right so far.
That's all right. It seems pretty tame to me. So.
Yeah, you can say cunt as much as you want in this room.
No,
and they
that's
just kind
fine. I got picked on for ripping on Downey, so...
At the end of the day, I think as long as by the end of your set you're the subject of your comedy, then it's okay.
The problem is that like being new to comedy, sometimes you forget to put everything in, right? So, so you want to be like you want to try and be funny, but you want to tell a story, and you want to like you want to be human about it too, and tell the truth, and do all these things. Sometimes I just forget to put in empathy.
You sound like you might be just like me. It's not that I lack empathy. It's just that for me, I treat most people like well, they're basically inanimate objects in a way, and I have to remember that sometimes act like a human.
It is. I do feel empathetic about things, but sometimes when you're doing so many things at once, when you're up on the stage, you forget. So then, sometimes when I'm like writing my bit, I try and like make cues for the empathy because that's the only thing I need the cues for.
You're like, remember not to treat them as machines.
Yeah. I mean.
And you're loving it, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I've got to work at 3 a.m. tonight, so I'm hoping
I think technically that's 3 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. So ages away.
If you have to work at 3 a.m. tonight, then I'm just confused. I don't know how clocks work.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to try and get a couple of hours sleep, but hopefully, I don't get on like 75th tonight or something, so I can get a little bit of hours in before I have to go and pick up a bunch of steel at work.
So what do you do?
I'm a roadie, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I used to like suck dick for a living, but now I'm a roadie. So.
I was so hoping to tease that bit out because you did that bit on your first night. I was like, how do I get her to say that bit?
It's weird. Like I was doing chemistry this year. No one wanted to hear about that. But when everyone's like, "Fuck, I wish I had a sucking dick for a living story."
You'll be famous one day. Everyone will be like, get to the sucking dick
bit.
bit.
My parents would be well proud.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I've done bits where I think. I know that might be on the internet because I put it there, and I hope my son never hears this.
Yeah, I told this one bit, which I don't know. I've told it in a few places, but goes down all right sometimes, but not in others. But it's basically like when I got fisted in Toys R Us by an adult. This is true. Well, that's what happened, right? But the thing.
Wait. You got to say that again with a lot more respect for that phrase that you just spat out.
Got fisted by an adult in Toys R Us, right? But
right.
the payoff, right, was that there was a 20 grand giraffe that I nearly lucked out on because the owner felt bad. And the whole point of the joke was that if I'd got the giraffe, it would have been even Stevens, But I didn't get it because my mum cracked a sad and was like, "Oh, this is so unjust," And my point was that would have been justice. Anyway, I told it to like a femo club and it went down atrociously. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so there's timing, and I I'll say my timing's pretty good, but in the wrong place, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it, and I'm a fairly new comedian too, and sometimes it's difficult to remember which bits to say out loud and which bits to keep inside.
I don't have a filter, you know. Being a roadie and a hooker gives you no filter.
No, exactly.
Like some people don't have tonsils. I don't have a filter, you know. So.
And if you're a roadie and a hooker, having no tonsils is probably not a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, man.
Lovely to meet you, and good luck tonight.
So
and I'm excited to see you again. Yeah. Cheers. You're the first one that's remembered to take the headphones off before you stand up. Who we got next? Anyone? There we go. And I'm joined by who?
Hi, my name is Aurelia.
Aurelia. That is a cool name. I will just say, just have the mic just gently brushing your chin, because if it goes away, that disappears.
Okay.
Aurelia. That's an amazing name. Where's that from?
The name is Latin.
Yeah.
And it means golden.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone ever spell it correctly?
Never.
Never. Okay. No, I'm Billy Joe. No one can spell that, and that's all words that people should recognise.
Yeah.
And I've seen you perform here a couple of times. I've seen you at Voltaire. How long have you been doing comedy?
6 months.
6 months. Are you having fun?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about this room?
I love this room because it's it feels like it's safe to do new stuff.
This room feels like it's safe.
Yeah.
There's been 2 attempted stabbings here. Really? This feels like it's safe?
And that's the kind of vibe I'm going for with my comedy.
Nice. Yeah. No, I've noticed that. I have noticed that. And so you've done this room a few times then as well?
Yeah. Like when I started, I did it pretty much every week. And I've been back since.
And you're local, obviously?
I live in North Melbourne.
Yeah. There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
On the north side. Excellent. Yeah. Much safer up there. Are you more of a joke writer or a storyteller? Would you? I mean, you don't have to categorize yourself, but
look, I attempt to be a mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, I actually want to try a story.
Okay.
But
that's exciting.
Sometimes things just happen that are a story, and then you can turn it into a joke
Yeah.
without telling the story.
We tonight, I think I've spoken to. You're the 3rd female comedian, so. I think it's good to see the girls getting not more than their fair share, but their fair share.
Yeah.
How do you find it being a lady comedian?
Well, there are mainly men in the room right now.
Yeah.
But actually, most comedians I've met have been, they've been really nice. You know, it can be intimidating at first, but.
And then you realise that they're generally a bunch of horrifically insecure nerds who have never been in a room with a girl before, and they're like, ah!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you're having fun, obviously, with this comedy thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to keep doing it.
Good. And what do you do when you're not doing comedy?
I work at Tesla.
At Tesla?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Doing what? Again, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm a product specialist.
Product specialist?
Yeah.
So you do this is the company that makes the electric cars and shit?
Yeah, that's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything exciting coming up at Tesla? That's a dumb question. Of course there is. Elon Musk should be running the fucking planet.
Yeah, well.
Him and David Attenborough, I think they should just... you have the northern hemisphere, I'll have the southern hemisphere. Let's fix all this crap. Everyone else, you're out.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon they'd solve a few problems?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you follow Elon's Twitter, he's always coming out with new stuff. So I guess that's the best way to find out what's new at Tesla.
Yeah. But don't you feel like he's just a problem solver? He's a guy that just goes, well, this is the issue, let's sort it out.
Absolutely.
He's not very political. He's just facts and evidence-based. Like, let's just do this thing the best way we can do it.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more people like that.
Yeah, I guess there's already a lot of people like that, but they don't have the platform he does.
That's true. Well, I hope he gets a much bigger platform, and I hope you work your way up through the hierarchy there and continue killing it with the comedy.
Yeah.
It's lovely to meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
Cheers, and
Thanks
I look
for
forward to
having
seeing
me.
you tonight. Thanks.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I nearly ended that podcast without the one and only Jake Budge. How are you, young
that
fella?
That just hurt my feelings.
I know. I saw you coming towards me as I switched the recorder off, and I was like, no! How are you, Jake?
Will that be joined to the main one? Or
Fuck yeah, it'll be seamless. It'll be in with my technological wizardry, no one will even know the difference.
So how have you been lately?
I've been good. Yeah, I've been
That's
very
good.
well. Just working.
How's work?
Doing the
How's
comedies.
the land of bikes?
Good. Yeah, quiet actually. It's a little bit cold, so people tend to disappear when it's cold. But no, other than that, it's been lovely.
Is
been
it
fun.
bike-tastic?
It's bike-tastic. Yeah. How's your bike going?
Good. Yeah. Not 100%.
Mike asked if I'd ever serviced your bike, and I said I'd only seen it once.
Well, I have a new bike. So
there you go.
it's an old bike I got for $20 from like a junkyard. But the other day I was riding and the pedal came off.
Well, that's not good.
That's a problem. Like, it's fixed now because Dad fixed it.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to go up a hill with one pedal.
It is. Don't worry. It's very hard to edit a podcast with only one ear, and I know what that's all about.
Yeah, downhill's fine.
Yep.
But it's the uphill that's hard. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, if you ever want a new bike, let me know, and I'll hook you up, Jacob.
Yeah, but then I have to bring it from Melbourne to home.
No, I could bring it to you. So, you pumped for tonight?
Yeah, pumped. I invited a friend, but I don't know if they'll be here, so see how that goes.
Okay. If you need a friend, I'll be here, so that'll work.
You'll be here for me.
I'll be here for you. And new material? Anything new tonight?
Maybe. I might try some ideas and just record and see how that goes. I want to talk about Tinder and rejection.
Okay.
And stories around men being weird on Tinder.
Well, I've been a man on Tinder, so I know that they can be weird, yeah.
They can be all the weird.
Yeah. I just saw our MC walk into the room.
Yes.
Geoff Setty.
Pretty sure he got asked about the podcast before. He was like, nah.
Oh, really? What if you and I just heckle him from here? Go, come on, Geoff, come on.
No, that takes effort.
Apparently, Geoff doesn't want to be on the podcast. Does Geoff not want to be on the podcast? I think we really want you to.
Yeah.
Do you want to interview Geoff on the podcast instead of me?
I'll interview Geoff on the podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to step out and let the one and only Jake Budge interview Geoff Setty on the podcast.
It's been a while. All right, Budgie.
Hello.
What's the question? Oh, Budgie, you've broken it.
You've broken it. Now we're good.
Now we are good.
So, how long have you done comedy for now, Geoff?
I think I'm in the vicinity of about 5 to 6 years now, Budgeman.
5 to 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So you've done lots of festival shows, haven't you? Or been involved in lots?
Yeah, I've been involved in several. Some more successful than others.
Yeah, tell us about your interesting one this year, the wrestling one. That was a pretty cool concept.
We had a comedy festival panel show, which is if you make Spicks and Specs with pro wrestlers, that is what we did. We had professional wrestlers and comedians that love professional wrestling appearing, on a regular basis and being insane and hitting each other over the head with chairs and cutting each other open and all kinds of crazy shit like that.
Sounds like the ideal gig to watch.
It was insanely popular. We completely sold out. It exceeded our expectations of success.
Will it come back next year is a big question.
It's not such a big question. At the moment, the plan is to bring it back, yes. We'll probably do a couple of island gigs later in the year as well.
Oh, cool.
Just to sort of make sure that next year's ice the concept down, so next year's comedy festival is so smooth and easy.
So how did this concept arise?
It was quite funny because I knew I wanted to do a wrestling comedy show, and I knew it's an onerous task to do something like that by yourself. So I called Cameron Tyson, Timothy Clark, and Clem Bastow, and I said, all right, here's the idea. We do a comedy wrestling show. What do we want to do? And the four of us together just kind of evolved the idea by ourselves. And it really is a group. Like WrestleBrania is a group instead of just one person, which I really like because I think comedy, there is so much room for comedy to be a inclusive process.
Yeah, it's like a nice ensemble show.
Exactly, mate.
Like everyone's putting in their talents to create a thing they love,
exactly,
rather than one person just driving it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we all shared the workload quite evenly as well. So there was no one person doing more than another person. It was very even. It was very lovely, and we're looking forward, I hope, to recreating the experience down the road soon.
Yeah, it sounds like working together really would have taken the writing and everything to the next level. And
well, it's not just that it took the writing to the next level, but we could also make really niche jokes
and riff off each other.
And we also had the responsibility for one show each because we only did 4 shows this year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Which was a lot of fun.
So before I hand it back to Billy, I'll ask you this one other thing.
Yes, sir.
So bad gig stories. What's one of your worst gigs you've done?
Oh, where do I begin? Jeez. I did a gig where I was emceeing a Bucks night, and I was on between strippers, and the gentlemen at the Bucks night were not at all happy with my presence. My witty one-liners did not go down very well that night.
And I don't think the gentlemen watching would like it either.
Yes, well,
they'd just be like, show us some tits.
Yeah, well, and I don't want to get my hair little boobies out.
Yeah. That's not what... I wouldn't tip you for that.
Oh, what a shame.
I'd tip you to, put them away, maybe.
Well, okay then.
But tell us just quickly one last thing. About the room you run. You run a comedy room.
I ran Thursday night comedy at George's, which is it has a competition called Are You Funnier Than George? If you want to be a part of it, message the Thursday night comedy at George's page, and we regularly get great names there, and we have really wonderful audiences and nights. And you did really well last week. It was a fun night.
Thank you, Geoff. It was an excellent night. I highly recommend it. If you listen to this and want a nice, warm, supportive room, definitely message the page.
That'd be great. Thank you,
Well,
Budge.
thank you, Geoff, for coming on Billy's
on your
podcast.
show.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Billy? Is there anything else you wanna know from me? I mean,
I don't even want to know what Jake asked you.
He asked me about worst gigs, WrestleBrania, and Thursday night comedy at George's, basically, and
Which
how
is the
long
night
I've been
you
doing
run,
this.
Yeah, you won't have to plug that again. I'm guessing he snuck that in professionally as you would have.
He snuck that in. I wasn't even going to mention it.
He's a consummate professional, Jake.
He is.
He's approaching his 200th gig.
Yes, he's very excited and very excitable, and a great comedian as well.
He's funny. I actually saw him at his very first gig where he was introduced by the MC. He walked on stage and he was so nervous. The mic was doing this.
Yeah.
It was shaking. That's a visual joke. I keep doing visual jokes on the podcast. I think I'm in the wrong medium. But the mic wasn't on. It was a cordless one. It was switched off.
Oh, poor guy.
And you could just see him mouthing words. And then the MC came running out and she flicked it on. And then you just heard him go, which was okay. And the crowd lost their fucking mind.
Of course they would have.
And Geelong has been in love with Jake Budge since that moment.
Well, I was lucky enough to perform at his 100th gig. So
yeah, of
I'm
course.
Hoping to be.
I got rejected for that gig because he said he only wanted real comedians. He said, I'm going to get real comedians. And he went, good comedians. I was like, no, that correction doesn't make me feel any better.
Yeah, and then he calls me up. I mean, that's really strange.
That's not, no way. No, you're a real comedian. And what's on the cards for you in the near future with comedy?
Obviously, do as many gigs as I can, which is the same as everyone, and keep writing. I've got some new stuff to try tonight, actually, as MC. I'm going to try something new. And just keep working towards it and keep having fun and keep enjoying it. And, of course, already starting to plan for next year's comedy festival with WrestleBrania being well and truly, within the realms of being there. And, we'll see what else happens. Yeah.
As I vacated the couch and handed you over to Jake, which is only because I really needed to pee. I was like, "Fuck, Geoff and I were friends on Facebook," but I switched accounts and I looked and I was like, "Damn it, he probably thinks I bumped him." But then I was like, "Why the hell would Geoff Setty know whether or not I'm his friend on Facebook?"
Oh
anymore?
no, I knew Billy Joe Shearsby was my friend on Facebook because you'd say a few funny things on stuff I wrote. And then I noticed today you weren't, and I was actually I bought a knife.
You bought a knife, good. Well, actually, there have been 2 attempted stabbings at this night in the past, so maybe tonight could be the 3rd. We could bring it around for a nice hat trick.
Well, there we go. Both done by me.
You could just launch at me on stage. That might be the funniest thing I do all night is bleed to death.
Come on. You're going to be great. No, now that I know that, I'll send you a friend request.
I just sent you one while I was sitting there looking at you. I said to my girlfriend, "Look, I'm going to friend Jess while he's right. So maybe he'll look and add me on the podcast." How good would that be?
I will do once we finish this.
Excellent. Well, it's great to see you again, and I can't wait to see you on stage, and I can't wait for you to bring me up and maybe stab me.
Let's have some fun.
Excellent. Thanks,
Thanks,
Geoff.
Bill.
Cheers.
Talk soon. Thanks, man. That was was more fun than I thought it would be.